Alright class, all week we've been learning about math and multiplication and how we do that with different methods that we've been using. Yes, everyone remember. So today we're going to talk about word problems. We've done a few word problems, one particularly for each process, each method we've learned so far this week, but today we're going to go a little bit deeper into that. So what for you is difficult with doing word problems? What do you find difficult about it? Alright, so these up here, okay. Okay, so, alright, so there's lots of words. Yes. Okay, so would you say there's not a clear equation written out for you? Okay. No clear equation. Okay. What else? Okay. Difficult to understand. Why do you think that is? Okay. Okay, so these are math problems that aren't quite like we normally see math problems, right? That you would see on a worksheet. It's not a simple equation written out for you, you're right. But these are math problems that you'll use more frequently in life. You'll come across these and then you'll have to put them in the form of an equation. So that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? So I have a word problem organizer for you all to make this all a lot easier. I'm going to put it up here on the board for you all. Let's see. All right, looks good. Okay. I'm also going to give all of you one of these. So, I want you to get out your math notebooks. You're not going to write on the word problem organizer that I just gave you. You're going to use that information to copy it into your notebook. So this, can I borrow this for a second? Okay. This will be like a template for you, okay? That means that you're not going to write on this one, but you'll keep it so that you know what questions you're answering in your math notebook each time, okay? So, and I'm going to do the same thing by writing it on the board. So let's go through this for a minute, okay, everyone? Let's go through and talk about what each one of these means. So the first step is find the question, okay, and then write it out. So what do you think that means? Okay, yes, one more answer. Okay, yes, so when you're finding the question, you're going to figure out which question is really being asked in this problem, and you're going to write it out, okay? Pretty simple. The next, unimportant numbers. What do you think that might mean? Okay. What might be an example of an unimportant number? Yeah, okay, right. An unimportant number is something that's in your word problem, a number in your word problem that doesn't need to be put in the equation to find the answer. It might be an extra detail, it might be just an extra number thrown in there, but you don't need to know it to figure out the problem. So that's what we mean by unimportant numbers. Then there are important numbers. Okay, what are those? Okay, yes, numbers that you do need to solve your problem, all right? And those you have to find. You have to think about it and find that. That's what makes word problems tricky, yes? Yes, okay. And then the next one is mathematical operations. We see that there. So this is like what we've been doing this week, multiplying. So sometimes you'll have word problems that you'll have to add, sometimes you'll have to subtract, sometimes you'll have to divide, and this one we're multiplying. So for the purpose of this week's unit, all of these problems will be multiplication, so that's what you'll put there every time, okay? And then number 4, how do you know? We've talked about this a little bit. What words signify that you might be multiplying? Can anyone give me some answers? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we see the product a lot, yes. Okay, and then sometimes it just says find this and, so it looks like an addition problem, but there's groups of things instead of just that number of objects. So we'll see how that works in just a minute, okay? And then the next step is to solve the problem. So in this, I'm going to let you decide to use any method that we've learned all week. We've learned to use partial products. We've learned the model array method. What else have we learned? Lattice squares, good, good. What else? And the basic algorithm, yes, yes. Okay, so those 4 methods, you can pick any one of those 4 to solve these problems, okay? So you solve it, you do your work, and then number 6 is check your answer, okay? Did you get the same answer again? So you need to check your problem again, solve it again, go through and check everything, and make sure that you got the same answer. And then someone read the 7th step for me. Yes. Write your answer, good. So you're going to answer the question with your statement. So you're going to rephrase it, and you'll see how that works in just a minute as well. So we'll explain that. So we're going to start with a word problem that we're all going to do together, and we're going to demonstrate how we're going to act this out, okay? So I'll erase this board here. All right, let's see. So I'll write it on the board. Well, we'll write it over here. How about that? So it goes, a teacher arranges desks in a classroom in 13 rows and 19 columns. 10 of the desks are gray. How many desks are in the classroom? Hope you guys can do that. So let's read this together real quick so we can all make sure we understand. Okay, a teacher arranges desks in a classroom in 13 rows 19 columns. Good. 10 of the desks are gray. How many desks are in the classroom? Good job, students. Okay, so to start with, what's our first step here? We're going to find the question, right? So let's find the question first. Let's scroll up to the top. So what is the question that the problem's asking? Yes. Okay, yes. How many desks are in the classroom? Good, good. So write that in your math notebooks. Write number 1 and write that answer. Okay. All right. Number 2 is important numbers. Number 3 is unimportant numbers. So first of all, let's figure out what numbers are important. So what are we trying to figure out here, okay? How many desks? What do we need to know that? Okay, first of all, let's talk about this. What is a row? Okay. So like a row is something that goes this way, right? Yeah? Like objects in a row? Good, good. What's a column then? Anybody know? Yes. Okay, right. Something that goes this way. Like columns in front of a building. So, rows, columns. Good, 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 good. So, what numbers do we need to know for this problem? Yes. 13 and 19, that is right. So write those in your math notebook under number 2. I'm going to write these out here. All right, the next one. What are unimportant numbers? What numbers don't you need? What do you think? The leftover number 10? Why is 10 not important? Okay, nothing in this sentence, I'm going to underline it in red. Nothing in this sentence matters to find the answer to the question, okay? It doesn't matter if the desks are purple or blue or pink. That doesn't affect how many desks are in there, right? So that's like an extra detail we don't really need to know. But it's in there and we have to know we don't need this number. So everybody write in your notebooks the unimportant number, and if you want, you can put an X through it. All right, next, our mathematical operation. What did we say it was going to be, class? What are we doing? Multiplying. So between your two, write your two numbers. Next to that, write the multiplication sign, or you can spell out multiply. All right, and how do we know this? What's it say? Okay, good, good. So we have this keyword right here, and what does and mean a lot of the time? Addition? Yeah, a lot of times it does. But multiplication is almost like a kind of addition, except we're adding groups of things, which are our rows and our columns. So before we can even think about that, we know that we need to multiply. So that's our keyword, how many, and then we know that we